15 Ghost Recon Wildlands tips and tricks to help you get ahead whether you just picked up Ghost Recon Wildlands or you've been playing it for a while. Stay tuned! Hey guys, it's Chris with Blind Man's Bluff Gaming. Welcome back and I hope you're doing awesome. If you're new to the channel, are you looking for more Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands tips and tricks? Then go ahead and smash that subscribe button and make sure to click that notification bell if you want to stay up to date when I go live. Now to start with, you can get two really good guns from Club Ubisoft, the G36C and the SIG 556 Lima. If you're not signed up for Club Ubisoft, you can download the app on your console or go to the website on your PC. Once signed up, all you need to do is just play Ubisoft games and you'll earn credits that you can use to buy certain in-game items in Ubisoft games. Now both guns that you can get from Club Ubisoft are good. I suggest equipping a silencer to the G36 because in Ghost Recon, stealth is king. Now the Lima 556 you can't configure, so you gotta take it the way it is, but it's still pretty good. Now I like to make sure that my silenced gun, in this case the G36C, is in my top slot so that when I spawn I don't accidentally shoot an unsilenced weapon. I also like to have a different scope on my silenced and unsilenced weapons so I can immediately tell which gun I'm holding. In Ghost Recon Wildlands, unsilenced weapons do more damage and are more accurate. So if I get detected, I like to switch to my Lima for medium to long range combat. It also works really well against helicopters, which doesn't make any sense, but it does. Now if I'm in close range combat, I'll stick with my silenced G36 because it has a faster reload. Now my second tip is focus on doing the Rebel Ops side missions. They'll say reward support upgrade when you highlight them on the map. These skills will allow you to have 1. A vehicle dropped into your location, 2. Have 2 to 7 rebel forces join you, or 3. Call in a mortar strike, or call in a diversion, or even have all enemies in a targeted area scouted and marked for you by the rebels. Now to have these side missions appear on the map, you'll need to find info caches, talk to civilians, or interrogate lieutenants. Once you do, you'll have 3 options. Choose Rebel Support missions. Now all the Rebel Op missions will appear on the map for the province you're in. Vehicle drop-off missions. Now note, in the update that just came out, the Ghost Recon Wildlands Update 2, they added an ability with this support skill to select which vehicle you want to drop in. The way it used to be was level 1 you get an unarmored vehicle, level 2 armored vehicle, and level 3 helicopter. But the thing is, if you're at level 3 you could only get the helicopter, which is tough because later on when the missions get tougher and the provinces get harder, there's going to be surface-to-air missiles everywhere and they're going to be just barraging you with in your helicopter. So it's nice to be able to choose a different type. So what they did was they gave us that option. Now once you select that skill on the D-pad, you can select unarmored, armored, or helicopter. Now in this mission type, you need to breach and clear a building and activate a terminal quickly. Tip number 1. Use the Rebel Support spotting skill to spot all the enemies in the building. Not only will it spot the enemies, but it will also identify the terminal you need to activate. You can also activate the Rebel Support skills while operating the drone. So in this case, get a bird's eye view and use the spotting skill and you'll get the whole building. Tip number 2, use a fast reloading weapon like an SMG. Now I like to use a silenced G36C with a red dot sight. It has a good reload and it hits pretty hard. Tip number 3, I also like to use the thermal vision ability to identify targets quickly. because some buildings are going to be darker than others. Guns for hire. In this mission type, you need to capture a high value target and intimidate him. Tip number 1, use the drone to mark tougher shots to have your squad mates, your AI squad mates, take them out with a sync shot, for example long range snipe shots. And the nice thing too is if you don't have a shot for yourself, all you need to do is just shoot the ground and your AI squad mates are going to take them out. Tip number 2, don't use the thermal vision. It makes it hard to identify the high value target and you may accidentally shoot him, which I've done more than once. Mortar. In this mission type, you'll need to defend a radio transmitter against waves of enemies trying to destroy it. Tip number 1, use the rebel support skill to call in guns for hire. Tip number 2, I like to use the thermal vision. It allows me to see enemies faster, but you may accidentally pick off a few civilians by accident. Tip number 3, if you're having trouble with a location, try another one. There are more rebel support missions available than you'll need to do to level up to get your skills to level 3. Diversions. In this mission type, you will need to activate one antenna quickly and get to its partner antenna before the timer runs out. Tip number 1, use a helicopter. Hold in RT and push forward on the stick to go as fast as possible. Pull back on the stick to avoid crashing. Land as fast as possible. Now note, you want to make sure to destroy any surface-to-air missiles that are going to be in your flight path before starting the challenge. Spotting. In this mission type, you must simply get to supply caches that are hard to get to. Tip number 1, use the helicopter. It will work for most of these. You may need to again destroy any surface-to-air missile sites to get to the location. Tip number 2, some locations will be too narrow for a helicopter. If you're playing solo, just fall down to the location. Your AI mates will respawn on you, revive you, and then you can capture the supply crate. If you want to get out of there quickly, just go ahead and fast travel to a safe house. Now, of all of these rebel support skills, I'd recommend prioritizing the vehicle drop-off skill. Getting the level 3 will enable you to get your helicopter spawned in pretty much any time you want to. And the awesome thing about these abilities is they have like a 60-second cooldown, so you can use them. Plus, later on in the game, when you get to harder locations where bases are going to have jammers, you can still use that spotting ability from the drone to be able to mark all the people in the base for you. If you are looking for more Ghost Recon Wildlands tips and tricks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified immediately if I'm live streaming. Until next time, guys, this is Chris. Have an awesome one.